Hello everyone, this is Ophelia, and I trust that everyone is having an awesome day. Today's topic is about patience. I chose this topic because I myself is battling with developing the art of patience, of being patient. And so I have come to realize the value of being patient. And because I've come to do so, I wish to make those of us who are not yet cognizant of, not yet aware of what it means, or what results when you exercise patience. And before I go into patience, let me just quote: "Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet." And this quote is from Aristotle. And I searched for various definitions of patience, and I came up with quite a few. And one of them is patience is a quiet, steady perseverance. So it's quiet, steady perseverance. It's diligence, exercising diligence, and in terms of just keep going at whatever it is that you are doing. And this type of patience is required in the workplace. And there's another kind definition that I'm going to give you. Patience, the ability or willingness to suppress restlessness or annoyance when confronted with a delay. So while it is a quiet and steady perseverance in terms of when you're trying to achieve something, it's also the ability or willingness to suppress restlessness, annoyance. And this one, I think, relates especially to your relationships with people. Willingness to suppress the restlessness and annoyance. So if you ask someone to do something for you and they did not quite do it the way you want, yes, you are going to feel anxious, upset about it, but you're going to try and suppress that. So even though you feel like that, when you communicate to the person, you do so in a manner that doesn't really display what exactly you're feeling inside. And sometimes we have to do it because we're humans, and we live in a world where everything is at our fingertips. If we want something, we want to know something, we Google. It's there. We just clip our fingers and it's there. But some things are not at the tip of our fingertips. For instance, in our relationships with other people, you cannot Google, because every relationship is unique. So even if you Google about relationships, you still have to exercise patience when you're dealing with people. And each of us, we value patience in others, because when someone asks us to do something for them, they expect us to do it as soon as possible. And when we ask someone to do something for us, we expect the same. And so we value patience in each other. But when it comes to our personal self, we tend to be impatient. Many of us, we tend to be impatient. Even though we value the quality in others, when it comes to ourselves, we tend to be impatient with others and in the things that we do. And as Aristotle said, patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. And I want to draw an example from this so that you understand where patience comes in, other than in your relationships, in listening and having respect for the people you have in your life, and trying to allow them that the time so that they can make decisions and they can communicate to you in the way that they want to, instead of forcing your attitude and your beliefs on them. And I apologize for that noise outside. The men are working outside, and I was hoping that they'll stop for longer than this short period. Anyway, let's move on. So as I was saying, I want to give you an example of patience by relating to myself, because honestly speaking, I'm battling with developing patience, and as I go along, it's becoming easier, because I'm seeing that the fruit of patience is sweet. I remember when I started my website, at first it wasn't going according to how I planned, because I kept writing and writing, and I just believe that by writing that people are just going to find my website and start reading without me really waiting. And one of the things I read about building a website is that content actually helps in driving traffic, good content. And I felt to myself I was writing good content, but yet no one was coming. And then I realized that it's not just going to happen overnight, because if you build a website, you put content on it, you have to still make people aware that it is there. It takes some work. So I was getting impatient and feeling like giving up, because I'm saying I have this website, nobody's visiting. Why worry and why bother about it? But today I'm proud to say that there hasn't a day has not gone by that I haven't gotten any visitors on my website. Each day I get visitors on my website without even sharing a link to any of my blogs. And this is just one way I hope that this has shown you how exercising patience can really pay off, because in the beginning, when you start off an adventure, it's very difficult, and it's the reason why we are required, and it is best that we develop patience, because by developing patience, we walk steadily and we persevere towards what we want. And as we keep walking steadily without getting annoyed at not getting the results that we want, and even though we feel a little anxious about it, we keep walking steadily. We keep ignoring those anxious feelings, and we keep walking at it. In the end, we see the benefits of being patient. So today, in whatever you do, when you think about quitting, I urge you to exercise patience. When someone gives you a task, that you ask them to do, when you give someone a task to do and they bring it back to you incomplete, I urge you to exercise patience in figuring it out how you can get the person to complete the task, because anything lasting requires that we exercise patience in building it. When you have so much to do and your mind starts telling you it's too much, exercise patience. Don't hustle it through. Take one step at a time and watch it grow. So whatever it is, if it's a relationship that you're in and your partner is willing to work with you, It requires that you exercise patience. If it's in your home with your family, it doesn't have to be an intimate relationship. Your children, exercise patience with them, because and patience, it requires that we have empathy. We try to see the situation from the other person's perspective and not just form our conclusions on our side, because sometimes we have to realize, and I tell myself that each day, and some of my friends tell me that each day, I have to realize that everyone is not like me. So the things that I know I am capable of doing doesn't mean someone else will do it, and even if they do that, they will do it in the same amount of time with the same amount of efficiency. So I am still battling with being patient, and I urge you to exercise patience. The relationships as well as in your work, whether it's your personal goals within your workplace, exercise patience. Be patient with yourself, walk steadily and watch it grow. Remember, patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. And that's all for today, folks. I trust that this message has been an inspiration to someone out there. And if you're viewing it on YouTube and you like what I've spoken here, that I would like you to share with someone, or if possible, subscribe for more of these positive videos. If you're viewing it on Facebook, feel free to comment, share your views, your experiences with being patient or impatient, and feel free to visit my website cupidandi.com for more positive content. And until next time, remember, positive energy always. Bye.